Welcome to the Millionaire Real Estate Summit, where you'll learn from top real estate agents, team leaders, and brokers what their number one lead sources were to sell over $1 million. You'll gain the strategies and tactics you need to convert more leads and set more appointments.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to introduce to you Anthony Lamacchia, and he is going to be one of your favorite, probably your favorite, because he, out of all of our speakers that we've ever had down, everyone always says Anthony is the funniest and the best. So you are in for a treat today. Anthony, tell people who've been living under a rock who don't know about you. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, that's quite an intro. I hope I live up to it. You know? I gotta put on a good act today and act like I know what I'm talking about. Well, like she said, my name's Anthony Lamacchia. I'm broker owner of Lamacchia Realty up here in Boston, right outside of Boston. We're an independent brokerage with about 250 agents, 40 people on staff. This year, we're going to do about $750 million in sales volume. And next year, we're finally going to go over $1 billion. We are undoubtedly going to surpass that.
And how many transactions are you doing?
This year's going to be about 1,850.
That's great.
By the time we're done tomorrow night. And then next year, we're hoping to leap all the way to 3,000. We think we're going to end up about 2,800, which will be about 1.3 billion in sales volume. But we're exceeding our goals finally after 3 years of barely reaching them or falling a little short. This year we broke out and the whole game plan is happening, which you and I have talked about on the phone many times. But you also may know me or may not from Crush It in Real Estate. I actually just noticed it's on the wall out there. You can see,
Oh, yeah.
But Crush It in Real Estate is a Facebook page that I started in November 2017. And we are over 20, I believe we're at 21,000 likes now. Across the country, really across North America. And I give all kinds of free advice on there. I get on, I went live this morning, live yesterday, usually 2 videos a week. But I get a little hyper sometimes on a topic like I did yesterday and today. You know I do that sometimes.
I love it. I love when you get hyped up. Well, let's jump right in and talk about how do you get seller leads and how do you convert them? First, let's talk about how to get them. And I feel like it's getting harder and harder and harder to get them. So what are your top lead sources to get them?
Well, okay. Buyer leads or seller leads, the first thing is agents should be working their sphere. Too many agents are just looking for a quick solution to get a lead right away. Number one, we are in a contact sport. You've got to get in touch with people. We're running a big working by referral course here at our company kicking off next week on the 8th. And what do we really do in that course? Every time we do it every January, every July. And within a month after, everyone's like, do you believe I got 2 listings? And I'm like, no way. Are you serious? You made calls on the telephone. You talked to humans and you got business. I can't believe it, right? What an amazing concept. So number one, you've got to be on offense. Go through your cell phone. Go through A to Z. Reach out to everybody you know. Be in touch with people. Use Facebook. Talk up how you're in real estate. Send out a monthly newsletter. Make contact. Don't be shy. This is not a business to live under a rock. You've got to put yourself out there. Now, when you get to the point of, all right, well, I'm getting as much as I can from my sphere, and I want to.
Well, first, hold on. I want to hear your best line. I want you to call me and give me your best line for getting me to give you a referral.
Okay. Well, let me tell you a story. 2 weeks ago, so I coach on a weekly basis 5 agents from our company, and on a monthly basis 6 people across North America. Okay, that's it. I won't take on more. And 2 weeks ago, I gave them all a task. I said, I want you to call 20 of your past clients and simply say, Merry Christmas. I'm calling and just say Merry Christmas. I wish you, if they celebrate Hanukkah, whatever they celebrate. I don't care. Chinese New Year, it doesn't matter to me. Give them a call, say hi, and wish them a happy holiday. That's it. Don't ask for business. Within a week, 3 of them, I think I got a listing from those calls. Within a week. They don't. You see the misconception. And look, I always say Brian Buffini, I think he's the best buyer referral trainer out there. The one thing him and I disagree on is I don't think you have to call people and say, hi, do you know anyone that's selling? Do you know anyone that's buying? Just be in touch with people. Be genuine. Check in with them. Give them about them. and it will just come back to you tenfold. Now, in that buyer referral course that we're running in January, they have to make a certain amount of calls a week and things like that. You want to push a little bit more. When they say, oh, you look so busy on Facebook. Well, I'm never too busy for your referrals. That's straight from Buffini's playbook.
Right.
I'm not a fan of calling saying, give me business, send me business. I'm a fan of be in touch. The more people you connect with, the more business you do.
That's great. That's great. Okay. So once you've tapped out on your sphere, you feel like you can't call them anymore. You still are hungry for more business. What's next?
Next is some form of advertising. You could do postcards, you could do newspaper, you could do, you could buy online leads. I don't know, whatever you'd like. But my biggest thing since 2006 is television. If you're someone that's watching here in Boston, you know that I'm not shy about television advertising. Now, we've had some years that it worked better than others. When the market is slower, TV works better because people feel like they need a better option, another solution, things like that. But in the worst days of the market, were our best days on television. And I don't have a problem saying that because people want to try it and compete with me, bring it. I know the game. I know it's not easy. I know it's expensive, but it will bring you listings. When the market was bad, we were running a guaranteed sale program. If we don't sell your home in 70 days, this is going back 10 years, Chantel. If we don't sell your home in 70 days, we'll buy it. Well, when the market's crashing, and you're as crazy as me to go on TV and say, if you don't sell your home in 70 days, we'll buy it, your damn phone will ring. And if you remember right, Chantel, I wasn't the only one doing that. I mean, Jay Kinder, Jeff Willems down in Arizona, George down in Florida, a bunch of our mutual friends were running guaranteed sale. And then as the market got better, I started to notice 70 days wasn't working as well. So we switched to 32. If we don't sell your home in 32 days, we'll sell it for free. Now, guaranteed sales don't work because if you say 30 days, they're like, well, what are you doing the other 29? All the right? So
that's true.
We've switched now where we're doing our own in-house iBuyer program. And we're legitimately buying homes. We're buying 2 to 5 homes a month. And we're saying, if you'd like to sell your home without ever listing, give us a call. Now, you could say, if you'd like to sell your home without ever listing, call me because I have thousands of buyers. I added, call me because I'll buy your home cash and close when you want to. So I realized to the average agent listening, they're like, all right, this guy thinks it's easy to just guarantee sales and buy homes. I can't necessarily do that. But you'd be pretty damn surprised how much you can make the phone ring without buying homes. I mean, when we ran that sold in 70-day program 10 years ago, I bought 2 homes in 4 years of running the program. 2. And honestly, I probably only had to buy 1, but another one, we didn't even hit the 70 days. The woman was in a tough spot with her health, and we just did it. And then we were able to tout that we bought another one. But I mean, you don't have to get too caught up on the rules. That's a big part of it.
So talk about the iBuyer. What are you doing, and what does that ad look like?
Anyone who wants to see the ad, log on to worryfreemove.com. Okay, worryfreemove.com. We bought that website. That's a landing page. It talks about the benefits of the program. If you click and go in and ask for more information, it takes you to the television ad somewhere in there. And I'm basically saying, if you would like to sell your home and avoid the showings and open houses, we'll buy your home for cash and close when you want to. And it makes the phone ring. Does it make it ring as much as a guaranteed sale ad in 2009? No. But it makes it ring, and it makes it ring with motivated sellers. And we started running that a year ago. Christmas, we started it, and it's been working well.
So talk to us about, so let's pretend that I call on the phone. Let's just do a role play. Bring. No, that would be saying like ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Sorry, I had to. So when someone's phone goes bring, our inside sales agent, her name is Sarah. She deals with these calls all the time, and she talks with them, and they always, they have a tendency to be very interested in what's the offer? What are you going to offer me? And she says, okay, well, we're going to have an agent come out, talk to you about what your home is worth, look your home over, and then talk to you about what our offer would be if you'd like to get one. And they're basically flipping it to a listing appointment. And by the time they're met with, and by the time they go over the value of our offer, they're usually more inclined to list. And here's the deal. We tell them point blank. In most cases, not all, 99% of cases, we tell the agents, tell the seller the God's honest truth. If they're better off listing it, tell them to list it. in a rare case, we're buying one right now, 2 towns north of here, that it is better if we buy it. We're buying it at a discount. We told them that. We have a disclosure this long, right? Literally this long. And that, we told you could list it. We told you we'd list it. We told you could get more. But that particular property is a hoarder, and they are literally floor to ceiling full. They don't have the money to clear things out. We had another situation like that in the summer. But most of the time, they're better off listing. The agents recommend that, and they list the home. We don't always get the listing, but we get it a decent percentage of the time.
Awesome. All right. So besides TV, what is your second best option for what's produced for you the best seller leads?
I would say company-wide, because remember, I don't sell, right? I've been out of selling since 2011, but company-wide, probably just encouraging agents and giving agents the motivation to stay in touch with their past clients. Because here's the thing, guys, a lot of agents forget this. Buyers turn into sellers. If you're working online buyer leads, right, like our agents are. Our agents, we have, online buyer leads has been a big thing the last 5-6 years, right? Not as effective as it used to be, not as profitable as it used to be, but it's still a lot of buyer leads. 2 to 3 years in an increasing market like we've been in, those folks are now listing the homes and buying something bigger. So if you're staying in touch with them, as you should, email, newsletter, postcard a few times a year, I almost said Patriots. I know you guys aren't Patriots fans, but we are the best.
I actually really like Tom Brady.
Do you?
I'm a Tom Brady fan. I would say my first favorite team is Redskins. My second favorite team is the Steelers. And then my third favorite is the Patriots because I'm a big Tom Brady fan.
Well, I'm happy to hear that because most people hate on us because we just win and win and win and win and win.
I'm okay with it.
But no, we send Patriots calendars, Red Sox calendars, Celtics calendars, all those kinds of things is how you stay in touch with people and they come back to you. So I'd say that would probably be the next best. The third would probably be the online buyer leads, like from Realtor.
And where are you getting those from?
Realtor.com is a big source for us. And, I don't know how long that'll last. We had our day in the sun with Zillow, and then a year and a half ago we said, we've had enough of Zillow. Good company, some good people there, good lead source, but wildly expensive. They're forcing people to go on their app, and I'm just not interested. So we got out of that in August of 2018. But online buyer leads will turn into seller leads in time once you sell them home. Ylopo is another source that we've been doing some business with. So, that helps a lot. But the key is, and I'm obsessed with this, conversion.
Let's talk about that.
Got to get yourself in a position that when you get a damn lead, you convert it. And I have been obsessed with conversion since 2006. You know that we sell our training nationally. Heck, you've been a customer. Thank you. You are a customer. Thank you. And the biggest part of our training, we have Facebook, training and how to generate leads training and working by referral training. But the secret, I'm obsessed with conversion. I see more agents throw away good conversion opportunities that they should not, and it drives me up the wall. And if you want, I can walk you through that.
Let's walk us through it.
Starting with the phone. I'm obsessed with the phone. Pick the phone up and call your leads, okay, multiple times. Not, I tried them, they didn't get back to me. Come on. This isn't Match.com. It's not dating. Oh, they didn't call me back. I'm not calling them back. No, you call them multiple times. You double dial them. You triple dial them. You get them on the phone. That's number one, okay? Number two, when you're on the phone with the seller, don't be a investigator. This always drives me nuts. It's almost like agents try to unbook appointments. Okay, so you want to sell? Great. And what do you hope to sell for? I don't know if you can get that much. Where do you want to move to? When do you want to move? What do you owe in the home? Hey, how about tell them about some things that you're going to do for them? I'm going to come out to your house and I'm going to take a look around and I'm going to tell you some inexpensive things that you can do to raise the value of your home so you'll get the most money. I'm going to review with you the costs involved in a sale so that you'll know what you're going to walk away with. Those are the kinds of things you're saying on the phone, in addition to asking some questions. Also, I'm doing this is a 2-hour training that I'm going to do in 10 minutes. But Also, warm them up before you arrive. Too often, the agents, okay, yep, see you Thursday at 3. They go do a market analysis. Between today, Monday, and Thursday at 3, they do nothing. No. You're missing a massive opportunity. You should be warming them up before you arrive. See, I learned this in 2006. And when I started following these principles, there's 3 things I'm going to tell you about. When I started following them, our conversion went like this. Our time on appointment went like, well, no, it didn't. It went down. Time on a listing appointment decreased. Conversion went up. Commission went up. I was getting what I wanted in commission. What was I doing? Number 1, hang the phone up, send an email, confirmation email with some links in it from your website, some items of value, maybe some PDFs, marketing pieces, I don't know, but send something more than this email is to confirm our appointment Thursday at 3. Send. That's boring. That's what everybody else is doing. Half the people are doing, right? You don't want to be everybody else. In addition to that, send a calendar invite. Now it's in your calendar. Now it's in their calendar.
I like that.
Okay, that's another way to lock them in. 3rd, this is the key. Send a home seller's kit. Do you care if I yell for someone? You don't care.
Yeah, go ahead.
Home seller's kit. You need to mail them something of value before you arrive. Can you give me a home seller's kit out front, please? Home seller's kit is key. I learned this from a friend of mine down in Arizona in 2006. We've been doing it ever since. Never fails. Our inside sales agent books a listing and appointment for an agent. That seller is receiving our home seller's kit within 48 hours. Imagine being the seller, Chantel. They hang the phone up. They get a confirmation email with all kinds of information in it. They get a calendar invite. The next day, they get home from work, and they're getting a home seller's kit. Is the other realtor doing these things? No. 99% of them are not. They're lazy. And the people listening right now, they're like, oh, geez, I don't do that. Well, now you're going to start to because you listen to this fantastic webinar that Chantel and Josh are putting on. Thank you. This is simply the booklet. We send it in a fancy envelope with a little note, right? We used to do a bigger box, but take a look at this. Home Seller's Handbook. Okay, we've got some different, what is this? Talks about pictures and floor plans.
Yeah, pictures.
The way we market, leading real estate companies in the world. This here talks about how we're rated on all the websites. It talks about our pre-list service, the process of selling, getting your price right, blah, 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 blah. You guys get it? Right?
Yeah.
Little introduction to our entire management team. That's our leadership team, right? It's fluff, my friends. Okay, it's fluff, but you want to warm that seller up before you get there, and most people are missing that opportunity. You do these 3 things, your listing conversion goes up immediately. In addition to that, you want to call them again before you go out to the house. Somewhere between now and Thursday, you want to give them a call. Hey, Mr. Seller, just wanted to say hi and check in about our appointment. I'm excited to see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Oh, thanks for the call. Yeah, excited to see you too. Hey, I've got a question. You mentioned the basement is finished. Did you say there's a bathroom down there or no? Now, this question I'm asking, Chantel, the agent might already know the answer. It might not really make a difference to the agent's appointment. But why am I telling them to ask? I'm telling them to ask because you want to show the seller that you're truly researching. So you're asking them some follow-up questions. Hey, you mentioned the kitchen was updated. What about the bathrooms on the first floor? Do you have a master bath? Okay, do you have a tub or is it a stand-up shower? Do you follow what I'm doing here? 2 or 3, I call them fake questions. They could be real questions. But 2 or 3 questions to show them you're doing your research. Okay, fantastic. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. 1 more question. Did you receive the home seller's kit in the mail? Yeah, I did. Have you had a chance to look at it? No, I didn't yet. Listen, it'll make our appointment a lot easier. It'll give you a real good understanding in advance of the things that we do to sell homes. Take 10 minutes, just flip through the home seller's kit.
So let me ask you this. So that means that, because one of the things we tell our ISA is we want to try to book that appointment with really, if we can, in the next day, if possible. So you're saying don't do that. You're saying give it a couple days.
Buyer appointments within 48 hours, seller appointments 4 to 6 days.
Okay. So is the reason for that 4 to 6 days so that you can kind of warm them up and go through that session and have them give them the home seller's kit?
100%. And let me tell you something, Chantel, you know I'm like a mad scientist with this. We have studied this. The only time of the year you might need to decrease the 4 to 6 days is right around February, March. because they get impatient about getting their homes on the market. Up here, I know you guys don't get nearly the snow we do, but up here, when the snow starts to melt, sellers start to get like cabin fever, like, oh my God, I can go outside again. So we recommend 4 to 6, 7 days right in there, and then you're sending things in advance and warming them. And that's also how you can try to get in there last. And our ISA, one of the things that she says is, one thing that's important to me, she says it better than me, but one thing that's important to me is making sure that you truly get to see all the different things that we do over and above our competition. In order for you to best see that, to see how we're able to get people the most money for their homes, it would be best if I came in last. Do you have other appointments scheduled? And if so, when are they? Oh yeah, I got one tomorrow and I got one on Thursday. All right, great. What if I come over on Friday? Bang, book it. And in between, you're peppering them with things. So they haven't even met you. They've got these other realtors coming over, and they're getting things in the mail, things in email. You're calling, you're telling them about things. The other thing you can do, another little trick, anything new that comes on the market that competes with, that would compete with them between now and the time you go on the appointment, send it to them. Doesn't have to be fancy. A lot of times agents say to me, oh, well, I had to make a PDF and I had to type the email. No. I don't give a damn if you take a screenshot on your cell phone of a house that just came on the market and text it to them. Hey, check this one out. I'll make sure to have it in my market analysis when I see it Thursday. But it just came on. I thought you'd like to see it. It's all about contact. The more you touch them in advance, the more you're going to sign up on the spot. Then you go in on the listing appointment. Number one rule in a listing appointment, you're not talking about price or commission until after your presentation. And that's a big mistake that agents make. My personality, I made it a ton when I was doing appointments until I learned the hard way. I would go into a house, they'd be like, just tell me, like, what's it worth? And I'd start throwing numbers around. Don't do it. Do not allow a number to come out of your
So what are you going to say? So what is the after? Let's pretend I said that to you. Well, the first thing I want to know is, what do you think my house is worth? What are you saying?
We're going to go over that. We're going to go over that in detail. I brought comparative properties, but let me just go over the marketing plan with you first. Done. Diversion. They ask you again now. We always go over marketing first, because here's the problem. Even if you're walking through the damn house with them, and at some point during that walkthrough, they say to you, so do you think I can get more than 400? And if you simply say, I think, or that's going to be tough. Let's say you say, it's going to be tough, but we'll go over it later. Do you know what their brain's doing?
He's not the guy for me.
Or it's either he's not the one for me because he's not telling me what I want to hear, or wait, if he doesn't think I can get 400, what can I get? 380? Well, 380, he probably charges like X percent. Oh, God, I'm going to be down to 350. I owe 300. You ever do a listing appointment, Chantel? I remember when I was selling. You ever go on an appointment, you're going through your presentation, you're explaining everything, you're showing pictures, and you look at them and their eyes are like this. And you realize they're not really paying attention.
No.
Most of the time, that's because you talked about numbers. So if they say to you, do you think I can get more than 4? I'm not sure yet. Let's keep walking around. We'll do it. Zip it. Right?
I like that.
I want to tell you something else. You go, you do your walkthrough, you sit down at the table. Here's the number one trap that realtors fall into. And they do it with buyers a lot too, in reverse. Number one trap they fall into. So now that you walked around the house, I just want to make sure you know, before you get started here, I will not sell unless I can get 500,000. And they're beating their chest basically, right? That's what they're doing. Anthony Lamacchia, 23 to 26 years old, starting in the business. Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty blunt with my clients, and I'll just tell you that's not happening. That's what I used to do. And I used to think that I was doing something good. And then it occurred to me, my ex-business partner was funny as hell. One day, this is the only business that you can be completely right and make nothing. Be completely right about a price and make nothing. So you know what I started doing when I realized this after 3 years? Is people would tell me, I will not sell unless I can get 500. I go, oh, okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. Move on. I'll keep that in mind.
I like that.
Now, here's the opposite on a buyer appointment. You ever go on a buyer appointment back when you were selling, Chantel? And the buyer says, well, I'd really like to get a home. I'd like to get a 6-car garage, a 3-acre, 7-bedroom, 12-bath for about $300,000. Yeah, I'm exaggerating, obviously, but you know what I used to do? Well, I'll be honest with you, that's not going to happen for that price. And I would do that at the beginning of my buyer appointment. Stupidity. Here's what I want you to do when they tell you that.
I'll keep that in mind.
That's an amazing house. I can't wait to see this place, and move on. Do not fall in the trap, because when you fall in the trap, you get screwed. Stay with it. Go through your presentation. At the end of your presentation, you're asking them. And people should,
No, I like that. I'll keep that in mind, because you can use that for anything, right? It's like, we with our
I'll
leadership,
only sell for $10 million. I'll keep that in mind.
our leadership team.
It's never going to happen, but I'll keep it in mind.
Ideas that are like so wild and cockamamie, and you don't know what to say. You just say, "I'll keep that in mind."
Yeah, it works like a charm, because too often realtors fall in the trap. And the ones that do it are the ones that are either A, so new they don't know any better, or B, been doing it so long they get cocky and they get blunt and don't do it. I'll keep it in mind. Oh, that sounds like an amazing house. Would you like it to be perched up on a hill so that you could overlook the valley? Yeah, that would be better too. I can't wait to see it. Move on, right? That's
Great.
super, super important. Now, then you get a little further along in your appointment and you start talking about price. When you're going through price, here's another big one. This is a huge training in 10 minutes, Sean. Only you would I do this for, all right? Very important nugget here. When you're going over price, you're going over comps, do not tell them what you think it's worth. I repeat, do not tell them what you think it's worth. Let them tell you. You're going to go through the comps. When you're done looking them over, you're going to look right at the seller and say, so based on these comparative properties, where do you think your home fits in? So based on these comparative properties, where do you think your home fits in?
Okay, so I've got a response for you. What if I say, well, that's why I hired you. You're the expert.
It happens.
You should tell me.
Well, look, and look, I'm happy to tell you, but remember, it's not me versus you here. You're not negotiating with me. I'm on your side, and we're in this together to figure out what this home is worth. So let's look a little closer at the comps. When I look at these 6, I narrow it down to about these 2 that your home compares most to. Do you agree with me? This one's got the 3 bedrooms. It's got the 4.
Yeah, if you go back at them again and ask them the question. I'm just curious. I already know what I think it is, but I just want to see, what are you thinking it is compared to what these are saying, and ask them again.
But notice what I did. I narrowed it down a little to comps that I want them looking at.
So it's not as overwhelming.
Yes, and then I basically said it in the different words what you just said. And get them to say the number, because here's what happens, Chantel. Since we're on a Skype here, I'm gonna do something on camera. This is what happens. Okay, You get labeled with a number. You leave that house, and this is what they do to you. You are the realtor that said 500,000. Could you see that, by the way?
Yes, I can.
All right, but that's what happens. This damn sticky note. You walk out that door. And you are, the realtor that told us 500. Well, one of them told us 550. And here's the other thing. When you meet with sellers, you want to try as hard as you can to have all decision makers present. Husband, wife, blah, 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 right? But sometimes you show up at the damn appointment and one of them's not there. That happens. And then it's like, well, what do? I got to do the appointment, right? Or you could just do marketing, go back for pricing when the other one's there. But let's say you go through the whole thing. And let's play husband and wife. You get there, you meet the wife, the husband couldn't show, he couldn't be there. Husband gets home that night. The husband never, ever, 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 ever says, hey, how was Chantel today? Was her marketing wonderful? Tell me about, was she a nice person?
What color shirt was she wearing?
I'm not going there. But what they're going to do is they're going to say, What did that realtor that came today, what did they say the house is worth? And how much commission do they charge? That's what they're going to ask. So if you talk about price, you're going to get labeled. On the back of your head, don't do it. Let them say the number first. Now, if they say a number that you're like, hold on, that number, like in your head, you're like, that's too high. How do you handle that? You don't look at them, Anthony Lamacchia, 25 years old, back in 2006. You don't look at them and say, no. You're still way out of the range. You'll never sell at that price. That's how I used to do it. Somehow I still signed up a ton of listings, but I was way too blunt, Chantel. And I would have signed up way more if I knew how to talk. Instead, okay, you're thinking 500. Which one of those comps makes you think that 500 is the right price? I'm curious. Follow me?
I like
Don't
that.
want to get into this with them about price, because then they interpret it like it's a negotiation, screws everything up. It is not a negotiation. I'm on your side, Mr. Seller. You're not negotiating with me. Make sense?
I love it. So good.
Sign them up and sell the house.
Love it. Good. Any other tips that you can think of for sellers, particularly, that you'd say, these are really good lines, that you say?
Well, you're not negotiating with me. I'm on your side is a good way to set the table.
I like that one.
When you get into pricing, that's super important. That's in our book of scripts. It's one of our favorite. That's also one that we use in our book of scripts for price adjustments. A very, very important one.
Well, what if I say to you, listen, I've liked everything that you've said. Everything you're showing me is fantastic, but I want to price at $550 and I know it's going to be $550. What are you going to, and let's just say you think the house is really worth $450 or $500. Where are you going next?
Well, if I thought it was worth $450, I would make more attempts to get them down. If I thought it was worth $500 and they wanted to do $550, I would say, okay, listen, remember, you're not negotiating with me. I'm on your side here. You want to try $550 as a plan A? That's fine. But tell me, what's plan B if it doesn't sell? Because
I go with another agent.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want you to get frustrated with me if the home doesn't sell, right? So I just want to know in advance what's plan B. Because here's the deal, Mr. Seller. We're going to do everything we can to sell the home. We're not testing our marketing here. The only thing we're testing is our price. We're going to do the same things on your home that we do on every single other home we list. And if it sells, awesome. I'm just as thrilled as you are. If it doesn't, I want to know what's plan B. And then let them talk.
That's good.
You follow me? Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. If that's plan A, what's plan B?
What about if they say, listen, I've really loved your marketing plan and you have told me that you're charging, say, X percent commission, but realtor over here said I'm charging Y percent commission. I really want to do Y percent. What are you going to say now to handle that?
Yeah, well, look, I appreciate you being honest with me and letting me know that that's, what might be standing in the way of us doing business. My question to you would be, are they doing all the same things marketing that we are? Because remember what I explained early in the appointment. More marketing equals more demand, and more demand equals more money. So that's another phrase that everybody should write down.
Say that one more time. Say it one more time.
Marketing equals demand. Demand equals money. Okay, so where we do all the marketing that we do, remember, we're the only company that you've met with that's on television regularly. So we are constantly driving buyers and sellers into us, and we're obviously exposing our listings to those folks first. And the more marketing that is done, the more demand that is created. The more demand that's created, the more you're going to sell for. And so I'm curious, are they doing all the things that we do? Yeah, they are. And then you got a spot pick. Oh, really? Do they have preferential agreements so that you're with companies like Zillow and realtor.com so that your listing pops up first? Do they send out just listed postcards to the whole neighborhood? Do they do television advertising that's constantly driving buyers and sellers in? Do they buy online leads from realtor.com and Zillow like we do? And one of those items, they're going to go, wow, I'm not sure. And you're going to look at them and say, well, keep in mind, in life, most of the time, you get what you pay for. So we're talking about a $500,000 sale here. Let me ask you a question. Is that the biggest sale you've ever had for something in your life? Yeah, it is. So something that big where $10,000 can be lost in a negotiation from an agent that doesn't know what they're doing, do you really want to go with someone who doesn't have as good of marketing or as good of experience over 1%, $5,000?
Yeah, that's great. And then you repeat yourself again. More marketing equals more demand equals more money in your pocket. And sometimes people don't realize that repeating yourself on some of these key points is really good because they need to hear it again and again and again so it really sinks in.
100% correct.
Well, you've been amazing. You always bring your A game. You're always so much fun. So tell listeners where they can find you, follow you, and get some of these courses so that they can learn how to do these on a regular basis.
Well, the first thing they can do is just simply go on Facebook and search Crush It in Real Estate. And they'll see our page, like the page, and just start consuming some of the content. Scroll down, look at some of the videos, and see, what I'm putting out there for tips. Or you could log on to crushitinre.com, and you could go to Crush It videos and watch a whole bunch of them there if it's easier on YouTube. A lot of people have been subscribing to us on YouTube. So that's really the first thing you can do to just consume things for free. Then if you want to take it to the next level, like you did for your company, they could get a subscription to our online training center where we have a whole bunch of courses. The buyer course, for example, that was the first one you guys did, if I remember correctly, last year. And that one there, that's got like 15, 18 videos that are anywhere from 7 to 25 minutes long that talk about how to get the buyer on the phone, how to book an appointment, how to, what to do leading up to the appointment, what to do at the buyer appointment, how to get them to sign a buyer agency agreement, and then all those same things for sellers. You could buy the course singularly. People could get a subscription to the whole. That's what most people are doing nowadays, is getting subscriptions. We just sold one last week with a several hundred agent brokerage. So that's they could fill out a form there and get in touch with us, and we'll help them out.
Well, what I love about your trainings, one, is that you're so much fun and so fun to watch. So it keeps the people really engaged. But it's so practical. I feel like all these other ones, they're just not practical. And you guys just do an amazing job. So congratulations.
Well, Chantel,
on that.
before I came out with the Crush It in Real Estate page, we started the training company because we started the training. Actually, our first ever national training customer was north of you in Northern Virginia.
Oh, really?
Yep, ever. And we started a company called Real Training and Systems, and the word real is in caps. And that was important for me to name it that because we keep our training real. You've heard me, sometimes I'll swear here or there, or, say something the wrong way, or I might be writing on the board and I misspell. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
The way I train is real. I teach people to tackle the real problems that we have in converting buyers, converting sellers, the real problems that agents face. That's how we do it here.
That's right.
That's why the agents that join our company and get on our training grow their businesses substantially. And the folks who do our training nationally, like your company, see a big increase in their training, in their ability. So,
well, I know that you are doing an amazing job of really taking agents to the next level. So thank you for all you're doing for helping with agents doing that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Chantel. You're so kind, and I'm super happy to be on here. I think you're doing this with Josh, right?
Uh-huh.
Josh is a mutual friend of ours, and you guys always do a good job. I know that you work so hard to bring value to your agents constantly. Every time we talk, that's one of the biggest things we're talking about. What else can you do? What else can you do? And I know that Josh, with his podcast, I mean, this guy's like an international sensation now. I'm small potatoes next to him. So
he's awesome.
Yeah, but you guys are doing a great job, and I really appreciate you having me on. So
all right. Well, listeners, stay tuned. We have another episode coming up in just a minute. Bye-bye.